Hey Latchkey kids and driving mutants, I'm Lady Shasha, Mistress of the Snark, and I just watched Prisoners of the Ghostland. How many production companies does it take to make a big budget drive-in movie? The answer is 8. Remember how last week we talked about how bonkers James Wan's Malignant was? Sion Sono said, "Hold my beer." Set in the treacherous frontier city of Samurai Town, a ruthless bank robber is sprung from jail by a wealthy warlord called the Governor, whose adopted granddaughter Bernice has gone missing. The governor offers the prisoner his freedom in exchange for retrieving the runaway. Strapped into a leather suit that will self-destruct within 3 days, the bandit sets off on a journey to find a young woman and his own path to redemption. Samurai Town is both an old Wild Wild West town, but it's also filled with samurai and girls wearing kimonos. I'm not sure if they are meant to be geishas because they don't have the traditional hairstyles or makeup of geishas. Nicolas Cage plays the title character, who is simply called Hero. When he sets out to find the governor's granddaughter, he ends up at this place that looks a lot like Border Town from Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome. This place is known as Ghostland. He's able to retrieve the missing girl from what I'll call Mannequin Man, because he's a dude in a top hat who says that he's hiding the girls from the ghosts by putting them inside of mannequins. They encounter zombie-like people at one point. Then they're told a folkloric story about an atomic zombie who lives in a school bus that keeps them from leaving Ghostland. There's a samurai fight because reasons. Then Hero's partner in crime shows back up, but he's the atomic zombie, now in prison inmate stripes, who lives in a school bus from this folktale. His makeup looked alright though. A lot about the technical aspects look great in this. The locations, the sets, the lighting looked great. I love it when movies are colorful. I'm a child of Suspiria and Creepshow, so bring on the gels. Anyway, a bunch of random stuff happens. Fighting and gunshots and cowboys and samurai and throat slicing. And then we're supposed to believe that Nicolas Cage could win a fight against a trained samurai. I think there's meant to be an underlying message about child trafficking. I'm not sure yet about the other potential subtext. This is definitely going to require repeated viewings in order for me to fully process everything that I saw. This made me feel nostalgic for the weird movies I grew up watching, like the Mad Max movies, Time Bandits, Hell Comes to Frogtown, The Sword and the Sorcerer, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension, and that one movie where Molly Ringwald's character said that she doesn't eat dog. This isn't nearly as fun to watch as those, and honestly, as cray-cray as this is, I like the fight scenes in Malignant better. I mean, throat slashing is fine. But did you cut somebody's arm off and then hit someone else with it? According to IMDb, this is the 4th collaboration between Nicolas Cage and the XYZ production company, after Mom and Dad, Mandy, and Color Out of Space. Also, did you know that Nicolas Cage is a certified Scream King? This is Nicolas Cage's 10th horror movie after Vampire's Kiss, The Wicker Man, Season of the Witch, Drive Angry, Pay the Ghost, Mom and Dad, Mandy, Color Out of Space, and Willy's Wonderland. More if you include the Ghost Rider adaptations, dark thrillers like 8mm and Bringing Out the Dead, or supernatural thrillers such as Knowing and Left Behind. The director, Sion Sono, is best known for Suicide Club, but other notable movies he has directed include Love Exposure and Cold Fish. This seems to be the summer of well-known directors making drive-in movies. M. Night Shyamalan spent $10 million to film 10 people on a beach and call it Old. Neil Blomkamp spent $3 million to give us scenes from the Sims game and call it Demonic. James Wan spent $40 million to remake Basket Case. And now Sion Sono pretty much put The Running Man, Escape from New York, and Mad Max in a blender, with a dash of The Bronx Warrior, and made this with whatever budget he had. I googled the budget and couldn't find it anywhere, but this doesn't exactly look low budget. Anyway, it was interesting to watch. But out of the 4 movies I just mentioned, I had the most fun watching Malignant. I'm probably more likely to rewatch the movies that I just mentioned from the 80s than I am to revisit this movie. At the time of this recording, this movie was available to rent off of Amazon, but I would not recommend paying to watch it. Just wait until it hits one of the streaming apps that you already have. But like I always say, don't take my word for it. Watch it for yourself when it hits streaming apps. Just because I love something doesn't mean you won't hate it, and just because I hate something doesn't mean you won't love it. Have you seen Prisoners in the Ghostland? Do you like weird, wild 80s movies like the ones I mentioned? Let me know in the comments. Until next time. Hey, did you know that I work for tips now? You can hit me up on Venmo or Cash App. While I'm happy to receive the type of coin that jingles, I love to receive the type that folds. Somebody show these people where the subscribe button is. They don't know what they're doing.